You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
A move is underway to add 2 states to the U.S. Why the Golden State is thinking of splitting into 3 and how that impacts current residents. Plus, in the wake of a series of shootings in northern Sarasota, police will once again hold a Stop the Violence discussion. We'll have a live preview from Newtown. And happening tonight, you can follow Sarasota police as they patrol the streets in tonight's Tweet from the Beat. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning, it's 6 o'clock. Hello, early risers. I'm Ray Collins. Stephanie Webb is off today. It is Thursday, June the 14th. Let's get the forecast now for your day from John Scalzi. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Pretty quiet across the area this morning. We're not seeing much in the way of any kind of radar echoes that are going to bother your commute this morning. Only about a 10% chance that a couple of the showers that we've seen out in Gulf waters may actually make it to the coastline. Other than that, I think we're looking at pretty good travel weather this morning. A little bit of fair weather cloudiness coming by, but there'll be plenty of sunshine out there as well, helping to boost our temperatures up. Yesterday, we hit 90. Wow. Today, we'll probably do about the same, slightly above average for this time of year. Rain chances will be minimal through the morning hours, but as we head into the afternoon, we'll be looking at about a 30% chance of those showers, building inland at first and then gradually drifting back to the coast as they die out. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. There's the scene in Manatee County. Some issues there on State Road 70. Nothing major so far. It is early. Also watch 70 as you approach the interstate there in the eastbound lane. Farther south now in the northern half of Sarasota County, you'll notice Fruitville Road has some delays there as you head from McIntosh toward Beneva. Also Clark Road down by where it's actually called Stickney Point and 41. Some congestion there at a busy intersection. And then our final map to the south will show all clear at 6:01 in your Thursday morning. New this morning, a move is underway to add 2 states to the U.S., an initiative that calls for dividing California into 3 individual parts. It'll appear on the fall ballot and voters will decide. Reporter John Lawrence takes a closer look.
California may soon vote to carve itself up.
I think we have very divergent interests in the state, and we're trying to put everything together now, and no one's really happy.
The Cal 3 initiative calls for splitting California into 3. Northern California would include San Francisco and have a population just over 13 million. California would have Los Angeles and a total of nearly 12.5 million residents. The third part, Southern California, has San Diego with close to 14 million people overall.
Why would you want to split California into 3 states?
The proposal was spearheaded by venture capitalist Tim Draper, who says regional communities would function better. Opinions on splitting the state vary.
The average Californian is really suffering under oppressive taxation, housing that's unaffordable, and wants and deserves better.
Doesn't solve a single problem. It's going to create costly new bureaucracies and just make matters worse when we have real challenges we have to face as a state.
Californians will vote on the measure in November.
No. One state, California. I like it just the way it is.
Doesn't matter to me. I'd like to get out of California myself, but
really? Where do you want to go?
Anywhere but here.
But don't redraw those maps yet. If the measure is approved, it would have to be ratified by Congress, which analysts say is unlikely. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
California has 55 electors in the Electoral College. That will be changed if it's chopped into 3 smaller states. The flag would change too. President Trump turns 72 years old today. He began celebrating earlier this week in Singapore. You can see the foreign minister there tweeting a photo of the president on Sunday with the caption, "Celebrating a bit early." No word yet what other plans could be in store today for the commander-in-chief. Happening today in the wake of a series of shootings in the northern Sarasota area, police will again hold a Stop the Gun Violence discussion tonight in Newtown. Our Marla Spence has a preview live from the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. Marla?
Good morning, Ray. This is the second Stop the Violence forum that'll be held here at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. The Sarasota Police Department wants to continue the conversation of gun violence since its last meeting in May. Now, both of these forums comes after a string of shootings in the Newtown community last month. Law enforcement responded to at least 7 shootings in Newtown since May 8th and at least 17 since the beginning of the year. Chief Bernadette DePino will focus on 5 primary areas to stop gun violence violence, which are legislative initiatives, mental health, education, community engagement, and prevention. Now, we had a chance to speak to Chief DePino, and she says today she will be sharing some information that she received at a gun violence seminar last week in Washington, D.C. And she says although Sarasota's crime rate is very low compared to other communities across the country, one shooting or one homicide is far too many.
Gun violence is one of those things that I just coming from the seminar recognize that it is going on all over the country. And that's what I'm hoping that by doing these different meetings and really analyzing gun violence, why it takes place, who's carrying guns, why they're carrying guns, will help us be able to try to mitigate the gun violence.
And that forum will be here at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex starting at 6:30 tonight, and it'll be wrapping up around 8 o'clock this evening. Now, last forum, Chief DePino says that there was great community engagement and people who live in this community, they attended that forum. She says she hopes that the same will come out and support this forum to learning more on what Sarasota Police Department and people throughout the community are doing to cut back on the issue of gun violence. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Sarasota for ABC 7. Your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. Police in Bradenton want you to help them find these two people. They shared this photo of a man and woman on its Twitter page. Bradenton police say the two are connected to a burglary of a Bradenton business. They did not say which one or when it happened. If by any chance you recognize them, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. Happening tonight back in Sarasota, you can follow police as they patrol the streets. They'll host another Tweet from the Beat event tonight at 8 p.m. They'll take you behind the scenes of their nightly patrol. In the past, they've discovered everything from drunk drivers to alligators in pools, showing just how unpredictable each shift is for these brave officers. The Sarasota City Commission has decided to renovate the Bobby Jones Golf Course, but first, they're looking for feedback as to how to do it. The first of 4 public meetings was held yesterday at Payne Park Auditorium in the afternoon. Most of the attendees were in favor of spending $16 million to fix the course. Staff says there are major problems with flooding, irrigation, and the greens. After spending a $2 million reserve fund the past decade, this year staff still needs $425,000 more tax dollars just to get by.
To our citizens and our visitors, and to attract businesses and to attract people to move here, is the green space. We have over 300 acres of green space. Once we start chopping that up, repurposing it for whatever reason, we'll never get it back.
Golf is on the decline nationwide and many courses have closed. The commissioners have asked the Bobby Jones staff to give them feedback within the next 60 days. 2 meetings will be held at City Hall today, the first at 10 a.m., the second at 5:30 p.m. An update now on plans to repair the Venice Fishing Pier. A shortage of wood means the pier will go through another season before it gets a permanent fix. After damage from Hurricane Irma, the pier had to be closed while its structural integrity was evaluated. City officials figured out it would be repaired and reopened for this year, but then closed for more extensive work. Well, now here's the bottom line. The city says that Brazilian hardwood they need is not available right now and could take 5 months to get. So the city has decided to delay the pier repairs until after next April. Still ahead, interest rates are going up again. What this could mean for you, we'll have a story when we come back. 6:08 right now, a peek outside our studios at the sunrise developing there. Big cloud there above the Ritz-Carlton area. Pretty shot though. What's on store today, John?
Yeah, nice stuff, right? We have some showers out in Gulf waters, not much bothering us here on land right now. We could use a little more rain. Al in Northport picked up over 1.5 inches yesterday. And we're starting to watch the fire danger index, which had been absolutely in the green everywhere, begin to rise just a little bit. Sarasota County now in the moderate zone for fire danger. And that's because of recent pretty much rain-free skies over a lot of real estate in Sarasota County. Inland, the amount of rainfall has been a little bit better. Ozone is our main contributor to our air quality index today, coming in at a 42. It's in the good category. The air is great over Sarasota right now. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Just slight rain chances to start off the day at about 10%, but as we head through the afternoon, our rain chances will start to go up, particularly in inland areas, to about 30% or so. And then as we head into the evening hours, those showers that build in inland areas will start to die out as they kind of drift back toward the coastline. So not a great rain chance today, but in inland areas, a much higher rain chance. 30% near the coast, we'll call it, and then inland probably about 50%. Tide and radar are pretty quiet across the entire state right now. We have that little trough of low pressure over in the Atlantic, but locally things are quiet. We have a few dots of showers out in Gulf waters. None of them have made it on shore so far this morning. They've tended to die out as they got closer to shore, which is what you would expect at this time of morning, but sometimes a few of them will make it on shore, so we put in that 10% chance. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us still. Its effect kind of nosing across the state of Florida and bringing us some pretty tranquil conditions. Winds will be generally light, and they'll allow for a sea breeze to develop in the afternoon that will push most of the shower and thunderstorm activity into inland areas. But a few of those storms, as the sea breeze begins to die out, will allow the showers to drift back toward the coastline. Some of them may actually make it to the coastline. Most of them will not. They'll die out in place. As I mentioned, some of the rainfall amounts have been pretty good over the last couple of days in inland locations, but right along the immediate coastline, we haven't seen all that much rain. Rainfall measured in the tenths of an inch, while in inland areas, ½ inch, inch and a half. Rainfalls have been quite common. So mostly inland afternoon storms, partly to mostly sunny skies, partly cloudy in inland areas, mostly sunny near the coastline. And then the tropics remain fairly calm across the region. There's only about a 10% chance of development with this system over the course of the next 5 days. Right now, it's just generally an area of clustered showers and thunderstorms near the Yucatan. There's not a whole lot of action going on. The general forecast is for this high moisture content air, which is indicated here in this turquoise color, to kind of lift up here into the Gulf waters. And when it gets up there, to perhaps have some small amount of organization as it lifts up toward areas of the Texas Gulf Coast and Louisiana Gulf Coast. What does it mean for us? Well, in this imagery that I'm showing you here, the much more humid air, the higher moisture content air, is indicated here in reds and oranges, while the blues and the lighter, cooler colors are the drier air. So we'll put this into motion, and what I think will immediately notice is that the high moisture content air lifts up towards Texas and Louisiana, whereas the drier air kind of slips out into the Atlantic and allows for some moisture to return back to the state of Florida as we head into the weekend. So that little increase in moisture this weekend will also up our rain chances slightly. We'll look for maybe a 40% chance of showers on Sunday. We'll have a southwest wind that will continue on this afternoon at about 10 knots, giving us smooth conditions on our bay and inland waters. Pretty nice stuff. And over the course of the next several days, daytime highs will top out pretty close to the 90 mark, with about a 20% chance of showers to 30% chance of showers. And then as we head into Sunday, that little injection of moisture will up the rain chance just a little bit to about 40%. And then as we head into the beginning of next work week, we will trim that rain chance down to about 20 to 30%. Back to you, Ray.
Thank you, John. Traffic building now on 301 northbound as you approach State Road 70. Otherwise, nothing major besides a little blip there on State Road 70 in the eastbound lane as you approach 301. Checking farther south now, the northern half of Sarasota County. Lots of congestion there along the Bayfront, all the way from the Ringling Causeway around to the 301 beginning there, the juncture. Otherwise clear in the northern half of Sarasota County. South County, a little slowdown there on 41 northbound as you travel from Venice toward Nokomis. Consumer news for the second time in 2018. Interest rates are going up, and it might not be the last time this year. Reporter Melissa Rainey explains how this trickles down to you.
The Federal Reserve hiked rates for the second time this year by 1/4 percentage point Wednesday. With a booming economy and unemployment at its lowest since 2000, higher rates are meant to keep the economy from overheating and keep inflation under control.
We think that gradually returning interest rates to a more normal level as the economy strengthens is the best way the Fed can help sustain an environment in which American households and businesses can thrive.
Rising interest rates affect millions of Americans. It helps determine the price to borrow through mortgages, credit cards, and other loans. Rising rates can be a problem for people and companies that have a lot of debt. As the Fed boosts rates on financial institutions, the banks then tend to also raise interest rates on credit cards, auto loans, small business loans, and home mortgages. But other consequences of the rate hike may actually make you richer. When the Fed raises the rate, returns on things like bonds and savings accounts also tend to rise. Good news for many retirees. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
A majority of policymakers are now saying they expect 2 more hikes before the end of this year. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a former Penn State fraternity brother has entered the first guilty plea after the hazing death that killed a pledge. Plus, Marla?
I'm live at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex in Sarasota, where the Sarasota Police Department and people who live in this community, North Sarasota and Newtown, will be meeting to discuss gun violence at a forum. I'll have all the information and details about that forum coming straight ahead at 6:30.
Marla, here's a live look at the White House at 6:19 a.m. Pretty shop right there. President Trump turns 72 today. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
no.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. Get an all-new redesigned 2018 Ram 1500 for as little as $21,499. Or save big and get up to $13,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater presents Always Patsy Cline, now held over due to popular demand. A tuneful and memorable tribute, Patsy Cline's rise to legendary stardom is told through the eyes of her biggest fan. Featuring such hit songs as Walkin' After Midnight, I Fall to Pieces, Crazy, and many more you know and love. Critics are calling Always Patsy Cline warm and genuine and engaging. Audiences calling it outstanding. Always Patsy Cline is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Welcome back. 622, a live look outside our studio at the Sarasota Bayfront and the pretty buildings along the Bayfront as well. 622 on this Thursday morning. For the first time since the 1990s, soccer's World Cup is coming back to the U.S. In Moscow, the FIFA Association announced North America has been chosen to host the Cup in 2026. It will actually be hosted by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Now, the World Cup is the world's most widely viewed sporting event. The last time the U.S. hosted it was 1994, Mexico 1986, and Canada has never hosted it.
It's a monumental step in our collective mission to further advance the game of soccer here and to do what we can to help grow the game around the world.
The first match of today's tournament is today. Russia will host Saudi Arabia in the opening game in Moscow. It's almost time to play ball in Northport. The new Braves Spring Training Park is on track, and this weekend you can see the progress. A launch party is set for Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the George Mullen Activity Center in Northport. There will be food and games and renderings of the new stadium, and also a chance to buy Braves tickets.
And there's many perks and benefits to the season ticket, whether it's movie night or kickball night or whatever happens at this stadium.
The stadium should be complete by the end of this year, and the Braves will play their final game of next year's spring season in Northport. A former Penn State fraternity pledge has entered the first guilty plea in the hazing death of a 19-year-old named Timothy Piazza. Piazza drank a toxic amount of alcohol and suffered fatal injuries in a series of falls. ABC's Gio Benitez has details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, one of the former members of what was Penn State's Beta Theta Pi fraternity now awaiting sentencing.
Mr. Burke decided to step forward at his earliest opportunity to acknowledge and accept his responsibility.
21-year-old Ryan Burke pleading guilty to 9 charges related to the February 2017 hazing death of 19-year-old Tim Piazza.
This is a tragedy.
Burke, one of 26 former fraternity members facing charges, was seen on surveillance video giving Piazza a handle of vodka during an alcohol-fueled hazing ritual, which ended with Piazza eventually falling down a flight of stairs. Piazza's fraternity brothers taking 12 hours to call 911 after finding the pledge inebriated and unconscious. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll hear more from Burke's attorney. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Bottom line is, moms love that Land O'Frost premium sliced meats have no byproducts.
Baloney!
Has joined the call.
Hey, Baloney here.
I thought this was a no byproducts call.
Land O'Frost Premium, a slice above.
Feel the clarity of non-drowsy Claritin and relief from symptoms caused by over 200 allergens, like those from Buddy. Because stuffed animals are clearly no substitute for real ones. Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear.
That snack just sounded boring. Coming through. No photos, please. Bye-bye, Bland. Hello, delicious.
Rich, creamy, 100% real cheese. With Mini Baby Bell, snack time is saved.
Saved it.
Eucerin has been solving dry skin problems for over 100 years. Try Eucerin Advanced Repair for dry, itchy, rough skin, for immediate relief and 48-hour moisture. Now try Eucerin Advanced Cleanser in the shower.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror. WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Overnight severe weather slammed parts of the country. We'll look at the damage from coast to coast, thousands displaced. Sarasota County schools now have a police chief. The district offered the job to a man with 22 years of law enforcement experience. Plus, in the wake of a series of shootings in northern Sarasota, police will once again hold a Stop the Violence discussion. We'll have a live preview from the site at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. It is Thursday, June 14th. I'm Ray Collins. Stephanie Webb is off today. John Scalzi is in place, though. Details of another mostly dry day, John?
Well, near the coast, I think that's true. I think inland, it's a different story. You'll have a lot of showers around inland, but most of those will stay inland and won't work their way to the coastline. Right now, it's pretty quiet in inland areas, too, with Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some nice blue sky out there. It's a pretty start to the day. Forecast looks like this. We're looking at a daytime high that tops out probably around the 90-degree mark. Not much in the way of any kind of rainfall around. A few scattered showers out in the Gulf. Otherwise, we're looking at pretty quiet conditions. Rain chance about 30%. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads right now. Traffic building in Manatee County. Some issues there on Cortez eastbound as you head toward 14th Street West. Also, State Road 70 as you come to 14th Street West and drive away from it, the first block there. Let's check the northern half of Sarasota County. We'll find, we do have an icon there. If we click on the northern Siesta Key Bridge, Siesta Drive, a road blocked from North Soda Way to Sea Grape Drive, so that if you live in that area, you might have to go toward the Stickney Point Bridge. We'll watch that throughout the morning. Also, Bee Ridge eastbound as you approach Cattleman and the interstate. And then our final map to the south, a little blip there, 41 northbound as you drive toward Nokomis. Red tide is back on the Suncoast, and it's affecting some area beaches. Red tide, of course, is a toxic algae bloom which can kill fish and affect people with respiratory issues. Experts from Mote Marine say it's a little early in the year to see all this red tide. It usually starts in September. It's not known, of course, how long it'll last, but it's still safe to swim in the water.
Red tide can be very patchy, so it's very difficult to say that it's, you know, if it's high at one beach one day, it might be low there the next day and high at a neighboring beach.
It's concerning because this is the #1 beach, right? The sand is beautiful, it's cool, it's not hot on your feet, and to see this is pretty sad.
Right now, red tide levels are low to medium at many of the beaches in the area, including North Lido Beach, Siesta Beach, and some locations in southern Sarasota County, such as Venice and also southern Manatee County, mainly the Bradenton Beach area. Well, this morning, more than 40 wildfires across the Southwest and Alaska, and also a strong storm pounded northeastern Pennsylvania. ABC's Diane Macedo has the damage.
Overnight severe storms slamming northeast Pennsylvania.
Just a lot of damage.
A suspected tornado tore through Wilkes-Barre Township, tearing apart a mall. The high winds damaged this Panera Bread and destroyed other businesses, including a Dick's Sporting Goods and a Barnes & Noble.
So we took a ride down there, and the back half of Barnes & Noble's roof was blown off. The whole entire front of Dick's Sporting Goods was blown off. There was all debris all over the parking lot.
Witnesses describe a very strong smell of gas. Firefighters are clearing the area, even asking Carolyn Blackburn with our station in Scranton to evacuate in the middle of a live report.
Here's a look at the Eddie Bauer outlet as well as the Men's Warehouse and the Barnes & Noble over there. The Eddie Bauer outlet, as far as we can see, the storefront has been completely smashed in. And again, we can see debris all over the place. There's a very heavy police presence here as well as emergency crews and firefighters. It appears we have to get going.
Meanwhile, in the West, dry conditions are fueling at least 43 fires across 12 states this morning. One of the most destructive is in Colorado, where more than 26,000 acres have burned.
It was a little scary for sure, thinking your house is up there and hidden in the smoke.
In Moab, Utah, fire tore through 8 homes. The flames spread so quickly, some residents got out with only the clothing on their backs. A fire in Wyoming has doubled in size in the last 24 hours, forcing the closure of a major highway. And in Nevada, officials say campers burning waste might be to blame for a 500-acre fire near Lake Tahoe. Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Back in this area, a string of car burglaries have police warning you to remove your valuables from your cars. Police in Sarasota say it happened 10 times yesterday at Marina Jack and also Bird Key Park. Windows were smashed, valuables taken. Our station received a phone call also from a victim at Coquina Beach in Manatee County. She says her car was locked and the thieves still broke in and stole her purse. Police say things were taken because they were left in plain sight. More car break-ins. Look at this. Venice police released surveillance video showing somebody trying to open a car after midnight on May 27th. You can almost see them here. The cars in the video were locked, but police say other cars in the area were not and items stolen inside. If by any chance you might recognize that person right there in the video, you're asked to call the Sarasota County Crime Stoppers Unit. In the wake of a series of shootings in northern Sarasota, police will hold another Stop the Gun Violence discussion tonight in Newtown. Our Marla Spence has a preview live from the site at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. Marla?
Good morning, Ray. That string of recent shootings in Newtown is now resulting in a second forum to continue the conversation of gun violence. Now, just last month, Sarasota Police Department responded to at least 7 shootings in the Newtown community. This prompted Sarasota PD to try to figure out how to reduce the amount of shootings in that area. Chief Bernadette DePino says the last Stop the Violence forum had a good amount of community engagement from those who live in Newtown and North Sarasota. She says she hopes today community engagement with people who live in this area will be the same or better in hopes of getting guns off the streets.
What we want to do is we want to work with the community, have them help us identify the individuals that are actually committing crimes and that are carrying guns illegally, because most people in the community that have an individual that's carrying a gun illegally knows it. They just need to report it to us, and then we can work together with them to try to get that gun off the street.
Now, if you live in this area and you want to give your feedback or learn more on what Sarasota Police Department is doing to stop the violence in the Newtown area, you are encouraged to come to that Stop the Violence forum that'll be here at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex between 6:30 to 8 tonight. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. Sarasota County Schools officially have its first police chief. The district has offered the job to a candidate who had 22 years experience in law enforcement. Here he is, Paul Grohowski. He's been named the chief of the new Sarasota County Schools Police Department. He'll oversee the force, which includes 3 sergeants and 21 school resource officers. Grohowski comes to Sarasota from the Allen Hancock Joint Community College in Santa Maria, California. He oversaw 4 different campuses. The new chief also worked for the Port St. Lucie Police on Florida's East Coast from 2002 to 2015, where he was also a member of the SWAT team for 11 years. He currently will go under a 4-hour extensive background check first before he gets this new position.
Having worked at a community college and a sworn law enforcement agency as part of an educational institution, but also having worked out in that public sector in a public police department, understanding kind of both sides of that equation, that had great value to me.
Now, he still needs to pass an intense background investigation before the district can officially hire him. The school board also has to approve the decision as well at their upcoming meeting on June 19th. Now, Grohowski was a finalist for the job of Northport Police. The city announced they chose somebody else yesterday. City manager Peter Lear says that Todd Garrison will be the new police chief. He'll go through a background check first. He'll likely start, if things go well, in 30 days. He is a 3rd-generation police officer, currently captain with the Lee County Sheriff's Office in Fort Myers. He has served there since 1994. His annual salary will start at $125,000. Allegiant Air has canceled several upcoming flights in Florida due to new aircraft delivery delays. A spokesperson says that the airline is transitioning to an all-Airbus fleet, and the delay has strained resources. An airline travel advisory says 10 upcoming flights over the next couple of days from St. Petersburg have been canceled. The spokesperson says passengers have been offered refunds or reaccommodation. New this morning, Comcast is now in a bidding war with Disney over 21st Century Fox. The telecom giant entered a $65 billion cash bid to buy most of the company. Last December, Disney offered $52 billion. In either deal, Fox would remain in control of Fox News, the Fox Sports National channels, and the Fox Broadcasting Network. This new bid comes only a day after courts approved the merger between AT&T and Time Warner, the parent company of CNN. Well, let's face it, the best part of a work meeting or a gathering at work is the free food, right? Cookies and pastries and donuts, you name it. And while they're all delicious, they might be a reason for some unwanted pounds. Reporter Melissa Rainey shows us just how quickly our health can be compromised by eating at work.
Research conducted by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that the foods people are eating at work, both from places like the cafeteria or vending machine and the free stuff beside the water cooler, can be high in salt and refined grains like bagels and pizza, and low in whole grains and fruits. The study followed more than 5,000 employed adults across the U.S. and tracked the food and drinks they purchased at work and the free-for-alls in the break rooms. The result? Among the most commonly selected items are coffee, regular and diet soft drinks, sandwiches, salads, pizza, and baked goods. According to an epidemiologist for the CDC, in a given 7-day period, almost a quarter of the employees in the study consumed almost 1,300 calories from food they got at work, sometimes in a single snack. And about 70% of those calories were from the free food, so you may want to skip the cupcakes next time. The study did offer a couple of solutions to employers, and that's to promote more wellness in the workplace and incorporate healthier food and snack options in vending machines. For today's Health Minute, I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the ESPYs are honoring 3 coaches from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. We'll take a look at their respective acts of heroism. 6:41 right now. Here's a peek at the nation's largest city. There's New York. Pretty shot there. Looking across the Brooklyn Bridge at southern Manhattan. Nice day there. It's 61 right now. They'll see a high there of 84 degrees and plenty of sunshine. What's the local scene, John?
Than that, no doubt about it. We'll have a lot of sunshine near the coastline, but inland it'll be a little warmer. I have not checked any of the inclement weather boxes for your drive time forecast, though an isolated shower near the coast is not out of the question. Put the rain chance this morning at about 10%. Mostly, though, everyone sees dry roads. On the way home, the few inland storms will lead to some plentifully heavy downpours of rain in inland areas. Along the coastline, not too bad, mid-80s for the drive back. All the airport hubs serving Sarasota running on time again this hour, according to the FAA. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day?
With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at some nice conditions today, but one beautiful shot sent in from Matt Smith, our director of mosquito management from the Cellular fields yesterday, shows a pretty nice shot of the thunderstorms that developed out there and a good capture of the lightning strike as well. That's some nice work there, Matt. I think we'll probably see a similar sort of situation to that again this afternoon as we develop a good chance of showers and thunderstorms inland. We're looking at a 7 a.m. temperature of about 74 degrees with a 10% chance of rainfall. And then as we head into the afternoon, about a 30% chance by 3 p.m. of a few scattered showers nearer the coastline. Mostly those showers will be in inland areas where the rain chance could be as high as 50% or so. Sunny and dry near the coastline. Partly sunny to partly cloudy and showers and thunderstorms well inland. We have across the region right now Titan radar showing some pretty quiet conditions. We've got some scattered showers out in Atlantic waters and a few scattered showers to the north and closing in on the Atlanta airport as well. A few scattered showers there, but nothing that's causing any airport delays. A trough of low pressure exists to the north of us, but for us it's all about the high pressure ridge. A few scattered showers out in Gulf waters remain out in Gulf waters. We haven't seen any of them really make it onto the shore yet, but we still have that chance, about a 10% through probably around 10 o'clock this morning of an isolated shower near the coast. There's our trough of low pressure, our frontal boundary located to the north of Atlanta, and a few scattered showers popping up, I think, in our weather maps later in the day. But for us, all of our weather will be driven by that high pressure ridge providing us with fairly light wind conditions and with little daytime heating, a sea breeze that begins to form. That'll cause the showers to form in inland areas mostly. Some of them could produce some fairly heavy rainfall, just as we have seen over the last several days. 1-inch rainfall, 2-inch rainfalls, certainly not out of the question. Those showers tend to die out as they head back to the coastline, and we're left with a quiet overnight period. The same sort of pattern will be in store for us again tomorrow and the day after. It looks like mainly inland showers in the afternoon, partly to mostly sunny skies, depending on whether you're near the coast, where it'll be more sunshine, or inland, where you'll have a few building afternoon clouds. Tropics staying calm, though we continue to watch it. We've got some moisture that's still lifting northward thanks to a general southerly flow of air over our state, and that's providing us with the moisture necessary to produce these afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Only about a 10% chance of any kind of development here, so we are certainly not looking at anything like a tropical storm or hurricane headed up toward Texas, but we certainly could see an injection of moisture, I think, and that could lead to some pretty heavy rainfall across the Texas coastline. Moisture available for rain. The wetter, moisture, heavy, laden air is located in areas where you see it colorized in red. Watch what happens to that area colorized in red. It lifts up right toward Texas and Louisiana coastline, where there could be some very heavy rainfall. For us, I think what we'll see is the drier air kind of slip away and some of that moist air begin to move in just in time for the weekend, so our rain chances might bump up just a little bit by the time we get to Sunday. Monday. Southwest wind coming in at about 5 to 10 knots today. Smooth conditions on bay and inland water. Should be a beautiful day for boating. We'll look for a daytime high that tops out for the next couple of days near 90 with about a 20% to 30% chance of showers. Sunday, we'll bump that rain chance up with that injection of moisture to about 40% and then trim it back down for next work week. Ray?
Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic. You'll notice the top of your screen there, north of the river, some issues there on 301. As you head toward Ellington and the interstate, be aware of that. You might want to take I-75 if you have the choice. It's free and clear right now. Let's check the northern half now of Sarasota County. We still have that icon staring at us at the North Siesta Key Bridge area. That is an issue on a couple of streets. We'll click on that and find out it's on Siesta Drive. A road is blocked from North Soda Way to Sea Grape Drive, right where the road bends at Heigl. So be aware of that delay. Also, Bee Ridge in the eastbound lane starts there around McIntosh, goes right across Honore, Kettleman, and toward the interstate there as well. And then we check our final map to the south. We'll find out only red is 41 southbound there at Osprey, and also at the base of your screen, right down there in War Mineral Springs in Northport. New this morning, the latest Hollywood legend facing allegations of sex crimes is actor Sylvester Stallone. Santa Monica police have given the case to the LA District Attorney's Office. An alleged incident happened in the early 1990s. Now, Stallone denies the allegations. His spokesperson says he and the woman making the claim had an ongoing consensual relationship. At this year's ESPYs next month, ESPN will honor the 3 coaches who died while saving lives during that Parkland school massacre. Chris Hickson, Aaron Fease, and Scott Beagle will receive ESPN's Best Coach Award. They were killed when a gunman opened fire at Stoneman Douglas High School in February. All 3 died while shielding students from gunfire. The coaches will receive posthumous awards at the ESPY ceremony, which is on the night of July 18th. Still ahead, the top 7 headlines before 7 a.m. and the first alert forecast and traffic and look outside. Pretty day shaping up. It's a lovely live shot outside our studios looking at the Bayfront and Sarasota Bay. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Are you a Christian author with a book that you're ready to share with the world but need a publisher? Christian Faith Publishing, America's largest Christian publisher, cuts through the confusion. We'll handle all the complicated publishing issues like copyrights, barcodes, royalties, digital conversions, and more. We publish all types of books and will place your book for sale at all major booksellers like Amazon, Apple, Google, and Barnes & Noble, offering it to millions.
Call for your free author submission kit at 1-800-954-0732.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook?
Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Welcome back. Time for our top 7 headlines before 7 a.m., starting with John Scalzi's First Alert weather forecast. John?
Well, Ray, I think we can start off the day with a lot of sunshine and some fair weather skies. Grab your sunglasses and head out the door. I think if you live inland, you may want to pack an umbrella. Now, I think there'll be thunderstorms in the afternoon. 73 degrees, our current air temperature, and we have a mostly sunny sky. An inland shower possible a little bit later on today, and only a slightest little chance of rainfall near the coast. Don't forget, your forecast's always available on the First Alert weather app, mysuncoast.com, and on our social media outlets. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Number 2, our only traffic concern right now is way out on Siesta Key. If you travel the North Bridge, you want to be aware of this. The road is blocked from North Soda Way to Sea Grape Drive. Not sure why yet, but be aware of that. You might want to take the Stickney Point Bridge if you have the option to do so. Otherwise, no major traffic issues at this point. Number 3, another community discussion is set for tonight in Newtown to talk about the recent series of gun violence there. That meeting will start at 6:30 p.m. This is a live look at the event site, the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. Number 4, also happening tonight, you can follow Sarasota Police as they patrol the streets. They'll host another Tweet from the Beat event at 8 p.m. Number 5, Allegiant Air has canceled 10 upcoming flights over the next couple of weeks at St. Pete Clearwater Airport due to new aircraft delivery delays. Passengers have been offered refunds or re-accommodation. Number 6, red tide is back on the Suncoast already. Right now, levels are low to medium at North Lido Beach, Siesta Beach, and some locations in southern Sarasota County, also in southern Manatee County. And number 7, the Commander-in-Chief celebrates his 72nd birthday today. President Trump began celebrating earlier this week in Singapore with a cake from Singapore's foreign minister. Happy birthday to President Trump. And that is the news for today.
He'll probably do a lot of resting up, I should imagine, after that trip.
A lot of jet lag, I would think.
So a lot of journalists.
Good Morning America is next, and we'll see you again at 7:25.